Never pass me the ball unless I really force him on the field when we play. He rarely passes me the ball. I'm open.
Where do you play?
I mean, I can't blame you.
Where do you play?
I can't blame you.
You have to pass the ball back once in a while because I can
the center back. You're 20 meters
give me
down.
A break. From now on, I'm not going to give you the ball. If you're on my team,
go forward with the ball.
All right, you guys ready?
Yeah. Okay.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Serie A audio experience with IFTV.
Oh, boy.
We are beginning early. My dad will be arriving shortly, and then he'll sit in this seat, and I'll move to the middle. But I'm really impressed right now. The first one at the studio, I didn't think he was even going to arrive anymore. TV superstar debuted, Antonio Cinque Palmi Cassano. Antonio, I thought we were never going to see you again after this weekend. Yesterday, 24 hours ago, you were about to make your TV debut on CBS Sports Network Paramount Plus. I didn't think you were going to show up anymore.
Well, listen, I got this close. I'm not showing up. But then I had to watch the Napoli game, and I begged Mike to let me in the basement. That's why you find me before over here. But
Anto came in here, was like, I know I'm above all you guys now, but do you mind if I watch a game with you? And I was like, wow, Anto. I was like, you're new Hollywood now.
And Mike, he ran to the door to open, which he never did it before.
Usually he lets you wait
he
there.
lets me wait under the rain for hours.
I was cleaning your shoes, Anto. Now you're our star.
Yeah. By the way, you didn't
our
do a good job with this one here.
All I know, I walked in, no hi, nothing. The guy's writing notes.
Yeah, I'm busy.
First time ever.
I'm busy.
He's
getting a lot of offers from other networks over here. We better be careful. We might lose this fella.
Do we have to up the price over here?
I can't say anything.
You can't say.
Marco, don't give any hints or any
undisclosed fee over here. But for real, if anyone did not see it, I guess we could probably pop it in too. We'll put a link to it or pop it in. We'll see what we do. Antonio, you were on CBS Sports, the official network of Serie A broadcaster in this country. Number one, I don't know if you ever thought that was going to happen. And number two, you were hilarious. You tried stealing the show. You never wanted to stop talking. It was unbelievable. You even asked for Giuseppe Rossi's autograph mid-show.
I wonder if I ever rely on you or this guy here to make Giuseppe sign a picture that I took with him. So
how'd you feel?
I had to put it on the spot.
How did you
feel?
For
me, I had a lot of fun because I don't feel any pressure. To me, you're talking about soccer. This is my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I love that stuff. So there's no pressure. Nobody's going to tell me what to say, what not to say. Then I get the freedom to do whatever I want. So how can you go wrong with that?
Did you have fun with Aaron and Christine over there?
Oh, my God. It's a lot of fun. The only problem, I felt bad for them. As soon as I see Milan tie the game, and their face went a little bit low. And I said, hey, you surrounded me with all of Juventus fans around over there, so it was not easy.
You were a good balance. Yeah. They loved your Vespa.
Christine is fun. Christine is a lot of fun. Aaron is a lot of fun. And Ellis, this guy that was setting up all the group, excellent guy. Yeah. He shared with the what do you call it, the hair pod over there?
It was upside down your AirPod.
It was upside down, but
I
heard everything.
Hilarious.
I heard everything.
I heard you were feeding them octopus. Good. I heard there was a lot going on.
I tried my best. Look,
you did good. And your chant. So you came up with this chant on the spot, and they saw it, and they messaged me, and they said, "Listen, can we get this guy who is my uncle? You're like my uncle, just not related.
That's
uncle.
not good. At 45, I'm not your uncle. Yeah.
At 45, they said they loved it so much that they wanted you to do it live over here. So your jingle is global.
It's international now, right?
Plus,
like
Anto Internazionale.
Antonio.
Let's not go too far with Inter, please.
Guys, anyway, we had
why are we talking about the game? That's
Let's go into the matches. We had a wild week of Serie A, some big upsets and some big matches. Where would you guys like to start off first? You want to start with the big game? You want to do Juventus-Milan?
Yeah, why not?
Since that's what we're talking about. It was a 2:45 match on Sunday. Tale of two halves is kind of how we were describing it, where Juventus played fantastic in the first 45 minutes. They really shut Milan down. They had all the opportunities. They were up 1-0. And then in the second half, it was the complete opposite. And it was a Milan that was depleted. There was no Calabria. There was no Zlatan. There was no Ibrahimovic. Kier got hurt early on. And you would think, I was expecting, I said, okay, Juventus, they're going to have to go out there. Allegri's going to have to put another attacker, score 2-0, and then you could sit back a little bit. They kind of did what they did against Napoli a little bit, where it seemed like they were content with the 1-0, and Milan turned it on. Milan, I will tell you right now, Antonio, you guys really impressed me this week. With the game against Liverpool, and now your game against Juventus, you showed true character and true heart. And I really think, I did not have this before, and we're all going to give our new updated Serie A predictions. I did not think Milan was going to have the team to fight for the league this season. And you guys showed me that even without your best players, you can compete against the top teams.
You know why? because we're not depending on Cristiano Ronaldo. We're not depending on some big superstars. Look, you just said it. No Giroud, no Ibrahimovic, no Calabria. We had basically 6 or 7 started. Cager got injured first half an hour.
I mentioned this.
So we're not depending on the player. We have a system. AC Milan has got a system. The game and the way that the structure of the game and the squad is being put on the field, that makes a huge difference. So and we discover every time we put new kids inside, we discover that those kids, they build up character and confidence. And for example, this Kalulu was all over the place yesterday.
He should have started.
He was a miracle.
He would have scored the winner. Szczesny did not put
that
off.
was the only thing that I question about Pioli when he put the formation of the team. Why did you put Tomori playing right side on the Calabria position when you can leave Tomori on the middle and you could have just used Kalulu?
Kalulu never had any minutes this season. That's why. Maybe he was scared in terms of fitness
I don't
wise.
think so. He played last year, Mike. So
I know, but this season he didn't have any minutes.
Sure enough, now Kalulu is building confidence too.
Oh yeah.
So we have an extra options over there. I'm not big on Florenzi. I always said it before. I never liked him when he was in Roma, but nevertheless, he's an AC Milan player, and now I have to start to embrace him. And I hope that if he's listening to me, Florenzi, please step up your game and do well. So
I want to know what Peter was thinking.
Yeah.
Just the other 2 guys that I was going to say, just to give you a lot of credit, Rebic,
big time.
Tonali, and Brahim Diaz. Those 3 guys for you
that's
are
why I didn't
phenoms.
finish. So let me just say it. Okay, since you brought it up, this is my team. So let me just spill it out. So this guy, all he does, he rubs all of his stuff on us. So again, let me tell you something. This Brahim Diaz, I'm telling you, is for real. Okay, first of all, he's a
How
little
for
guy.
real?
Is for real. It's one of the top midfielder in all Europe right now. You might
You think he's going to become good?
He is good already.
You think he's going to turn
First
into
of all,
something?
it's a little guy. It's a little guy, low center
Like
of
Mike.
gravity. Low center of gravity. In Italy, we call it baricentro. Baricentro even means body in the center of the city. So baricentro. But center of gravity is very low. On the short space, this guy here, he knows how to maneuver. He was spinning somebody around. I don't know if it was Rabiot or somebody else that they were very close on him. He spun him around. Locatelli. So, he is for real, this kid here, and I think he's going to produce a lot of good stuff.
Anyone here reminds you of?
You know what? The guy is, I think, un ibrido between Kaká and Cassano. Cassano, because Cassano, he sees the game at a different speed, and Kaká is very deadly. Once the guy can see the net, punta la porta, we say in Italian. When the guy sees the net, he's going to take a shot. He's not afraid to shoot the ball on the small spaces. Excellent. It's excellent, not just dribbling 1, 2, 3. At any time you think this guy's going to pass the ball, it's always dribbling another guy.
Can he get to that level? Can he get to the Kaká level, you
think?
think?
He is, I think, he's getting very close over there.
Wow.
He's getting, and Tonali is going to be the next Pirlo / Cassano.
Wow.
Again, this
There's
guy, you
completely
made a
different
big
positions.
mistake. You made a big mistake. You gave up on Tonali. You were laughing at me last year. I said, take it easy. Watch out. The things, they have the ripe on the tree before you actually can pull them and you can eat it. So let it go, because it's going to happen. Good. Listen, we gave up on Cristante. No, Cristante is playing in Roma international team. We gave up in so many other players. Locatelli now is playing for Juventus, unfortunately. But we're not going to make that mistake. And I was watching even Paquetá yesterday. Paquetá almost put PSG in a very bad spot, because he scored, and then PSG, they wound up tying and winning the game at the last on overtime. So AC Milan is learning the lesson that you have to be patient with these young guys that you have on board, and I think the patience with Kalulu is going to pay. And even watch Maldini's son. By the end of the year, this guy here is going to log maybe some important minutes, and he's going to be an addition for the midfielder for AC Milan.
So,
are you scared?
I'm not scared.
Are you trembling?
Never.
Are you sure?
Shaking on your boots?
Because you guys look pretty good, but then there's Milan that's coming down your back. Are you scared that they could steal the Scudetto from you?
4 games into Serie A, there's a lot of games to be played. And even though you said that, and I agree, I think Milan played a good game. So just to kind of jump on what you said first, that you guys don't need the star players. Unfortunately, to win matches, you guys tied the game. To win matches, you need somebody up top that can score the goals and take off all the pressure from the team. But before I get to that, you mentioned that it was impressive. This Milan team has been impressive versus Liverpool, versus Juventus. I say halfway. Versus Liverpool, it was good that they were able to fight back and get that 2-1 lead, but Liverpool was the better team, and they should have been the better team. So that's fine. So versus Juventus, it was a tale of 2 halves. we saw a Juventus team that played an outstanding game. For the first time in this season, and maybe in the past 2-3 seasons, we saw this Juventus team score, press, have more chances. They looked free-flowing. They didn't look the team that was afraid or a shadow of themselves in these past 3 games. Milan, I think, were able to match, funny enough, the intensity, I guess, to the Juventus, where little by little, they were getting into the game. And all that they needed was that chance to get into the game. Going to the score, right? 1-1, we talk about a whole different game, and a result of the game changes. If Juventus would have won 1-0, we would have been talking about a different situation right now.
But if AC Milan would have won 2-1.
If Milan would have won, it would have been complete turmoil for Juventus. I want to go to substitutions, right? I think I agree with you that Kalulu should have started. I think it was a better Milan team when Tomori was playing as a center back. He was able to neutralize Morata's speed. The first half, they gave a little difficulty to both Romagnoli and Kjaer. Kalulu had more experience going up and down the flank as a true right back, and Tomori didn't really get up. To be fair, he only had a limited amount of minutes to do that. So I think Pioli was thinking, okay, we have Theo Hernandez is always going to go up. We can always settle with that Tomori as a more defensive right back because he has the speed, he has the pace. I think Tonali showed a lot of character, and I think he was one of the better midfielders. Kessie, on the other hand, played poorly. And going back to that substitution, when Kessie went out, Benacer came in, the ball started moving a lot better for Milan, and that's when they started having more chances. Because up until that point, Milan didn't have any concrete chances that I can say that forced Szczesny to make a save. And then as the game got on, they did. And they had the chances to win the game and could have easily won the game, and deservedly so. Whereas Juventus in the first half, whether it be the Dybala, Shah, Morata, like they had a lot of chances, and then little by little as the half gone,
it dwindled.
Dwindled down.
Yeah.
Mike, he just mentioned Dybala, and Dybala getting subbed off was probably a big controversy. What did you make? What did you make of his substitution in Dybala's game?
I mean, first of all, Dybala, I think he was doing great. He gave the assist to a beautiful ball to Morata, scoring that great goal. But I feel like Allegri too much. Instead of he gets the goal and he wants to defend it rather than attack for that second goal to put the nail on the coffin. Juve were so lucky. If there were 10 minutes more in this game, Milan really could have won this game. Because Juve, the first hour, they were incredible. Didn't let Milan have any chances. Didn't let them breathe. Then once Rebic got that goal, and by the way, if they got to start implementing a defender on each post, because if they had that over there, it would still be 1-0 Juve.
Locatelli also just completely lost his man.
That's also.
They were marking man. They weren't doing zone.
100%. But if you have someone there,
Locatelli lost his
I know.
man.
But if you have someone there, you wouldn't even be talking about it. It's cleared
but you can
out.
also say if he just marked his man.
That's true too. But regardless,
No,
I'm saying yes.
Let me just say.
Yeah, but I just want to say, for mentality wise, I was really questioning Allegri's choice on that, because this isn't the first time he subbed someone out to kind of conserve the lead. He also said post-match, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. He said post-match that good thing the ref blew the whistle because we could have risked losing that game.
He's right.
And by him saying that, though, that makes me think, I was like, wow, Allegri 3 years ago, 4 years ago with that Juve, he would never have said that. Definitely different teams. But I'm saying, what's the mentality? What has Juve come to that even their mentality by saying something like that? That gave me so much like question marks towards Allegri, the mentality of this Juventus team, and just the situation that they're in right now. So I think it's even worse than we think.
And even furthermore, to
be honest,
the substitutions that he made, even Chiesa, Chiesa as a right back, or as a left back.
What are you doing?
That's Italy. What are Italy's best players that won single-handedly put us through?
He already said about him.
That's
He said about him after
and he
the
was
game.
even afraid, saying I should have taken a more defensive approach.
I'm going to throw a couple things.
He said
on the
that Chiesa needs to grow.
So
he said a lot of them need to grow, but Chiesa too.
So going back just to the substitution before you jump on, you have to show your team that you mean business, that you're going to win.
Yeah.
By taking out Dybala, who's the best player, is the player that can make something out of nothing happen. You already lose there. Then you put on Keane. You take out Morata. You take out a straight swing. You have to go.
Morata's hurt. He's
hurt.
probably not playing in the midweek.
Okay, but
let me tell you something.
You have to
I agree
show
with you. I do
that
agree.
you want to go for the win and you
Right.
change your mentality. You had Rabiot, Bentancur, and Locatelli for the whole game Those three guys, you could have took out one of them and put a more attacking option
It's
that
not like they
doesn't
were
change
doing
the
well
balance.
either.
Yeah.
I know.
And
they
I
were.
think Locatelli in the first half he did well because he was putting the ball first time.
But nothing
and
that
then
you
he just
can't sub
yeah,
them
yeah,
out.
you could have
It's
subbed them
not
out.
I'm
one
gonna
of those
throw-
three easily could have been subbed
Easy.
Yo,
out.
I'm going to throw a couple things on the table. First of all, I want your take about how the hell. At the same time, I liked the Theo Hernandez and I didn't like it before because I'll
he
tell
was
you the reasons
invisible.
why.
He didn't have
The
the
reasons
match.
why.
Yeah.
How can you be the fastest player on AC Milan and not be able to catch up to Morata? But at the same time, he didn't foul him and didn't risk the red card
That's true.
and put the game
I
up.
didn't think he was
I mean,
going
it
to be
was
able
4
to outrun
minutes.
Morata.
Are you kidding
I mean-
me? That guy,
that's right. I'm
that
agreeing
guy,
with you.
he got caught. He got caught in a position.
No, I'm agreeing
No,
with you.
he's
Oh,
saying.
you agree?
He's
I'm agreeing
saying,
with
he's saying
you.
that.
Number one. Number two.
Morata had a
Allegri-
head start though.
Let me tell you something about Allegri. You guys, I think, are a little
Well,
wrong.
running
about
with the
it.
ball is you usually
That's
run
true.
much
It's
slower.
slower
Yeah.
than usual.
That's
So-
why.
So about Allegri, I'll tell you what I think about Allegri.
Tell us.
Allegri, in the beginning, he, right off the gate, Juventus was playing boom, 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 one touch. I said, is this the Juventus that I saw the first 3 or 4 games? I couldn't recognize. I said, my God, this is like one of the best teams so far. And I started to get a little scared. I said, oh my God, Caloni, if something happened like that, everybody's gonna make fun of me. I said, oh, and Christine was looking at me too, and Aaron was looking at me. I said, okay. I said, hey, we have another half. But then about Allegri, I gotta tell you something about Allegri. Allegri is not scared. It's not scared to play the game. He
I don't
became
know
a
about that.
catenacciaro on the second half because
Catenacciaro.
he wanted to bring the game home. Because Allegri, from what we have seen before, he has not really changed. He wins the game. He wants to win the dirty way, not necessarily play spectacular soccer, but he wants to, like
gritty
Marco said
win.
all the time,
That gritty
he
win.
wants a dirty win and he wants
Yeah.
to bring the game home, like Conte sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he was scared that if AC Milan will be scoring,
Oh, yeah.
he will be in top
Problems.
So I would say actually look for Agnelli, look Nedved. Nedved doesn't sit down anymore. The guy's always standing. Listen, the body language is very conducive. The player, they see you like that, you transmit that kind of a nervous
The energy.
the nervous energy
To the rest of the
players.
team,
So
yeah.
that means that Allegri hasn't changed. It's the fact that Juventus is very, very below where they're supposed to be. That for them the tie was like a win because hey, let's bring it home. Even though
Yeah.
we are in Torino, let's bring the tie home.
But taking that approach also leaves to, like you said, the players feel that nervousness and say, we have to win this game by all means, 1-0. And as the time went on, and once Milan scored, that's it. You saw like
They were
not a
scared.
blackout, but
No.
they weren't able
But-
to do anything.
yeah.
They weren't able
Marco-
to respond.
Yeah, we're going to move on after.
Listen, Marco. This is something
moving on
very
after
important. Listen to me. First of all, Dybala is waiting for his contract to be signed. This is they tell you about the body language. All of a sudden, he's starting to push Tonali around and all the stuff, and he wants to
Not
show
bad. That was because
listen
of
to
the
me.
foul.
He wants to show the leadership. Hey, here I am. I belong over here, and I want to be signed. At the same time, look what AC Milan is doing to Kessié. Listen, they're doing the right thing. They're sending a message to Kessié. I said, you are one of our top players, but don't get too ahead of yourself that you want maybe 8 million or 9 million, whatever. So we have so many other options that Kessié thinks about it. Kessié was the man for us last year, but this year we have a lot of options. We got Tonali, we still have Benacer, we got a lot of
We know the
people.
players.
So,
Let's go on to Inter because this Inter might be even better than the one last year. I mean,
Easy.
they are so strong, and I feel like they're even more dynamic
Against
than they were
who?
last
Come on,
year.
who could they play?
No, but even against, and we'll talk about the Champions League game against Real Madrid, but I am really loving the way that Inter play. It's really beautiful to see. Dumfries came in, who there was a lot of expectations. There was a lot of negativity as well coming in. He did a great job. He's obviously the Hakimi replacement. And while he's not the same technically going forward, I think you could even say on defense, he brings a lot to the table that maybe Hakimi did not. The first ball to Lautaro Martinez was fantastic. And this kid, Lautaro, I mean, we've been critical of Lautaro on here last year. Lukaku left, and he has stepped in fantastic to be the center of Inter, and it's beautiful to see. I'm telling you right now, if this kid keeps it up, he is going to be the MVP of Serie A this year. He looks so hungry to score goals that it is amazing to see. And all of Inter, 6-1 against Bologna. By the way, Mihailovic was saying before the game, oh yeah, I know how to defend Dzeko. It did not look like it. They even told Mihailovic before. They said, you haven't conceded in 2 games, What are you going to do? And he said, listen, if I concede against Inter, I'm going to be pissed off at you. I don't know if he expected 6 goals.
Yeah.
But good job by Inter. Pete, how are you feeling?
I feel good. Obviously, like you said.
Wow.
Feel good.
That's good to know that. After 6-1, you better feel good. Otherwise,
But Real Madrid, you have to score 2 goals in the first half.
Yeah.
And now, you could score even 1 goal versus Bologna, and I'm happy. I'm even more happy. But the game showed that this Inter team, when they're on, they are a force to be reckoned with. I mean, set pieces were dangerous. De Vrij, Skriniar scoring a 2nd goal already.
Di Marco straight from it.
Yeah, and even Dzeko wasn't it. He can score in the corner. So like set pieces were dangerous. Di Marco, like you said, with a free kick. So the Çalhanoğlu, let's not forget Çalhanoğlu. He'll probably be starting. Dumfries has been able to replace.
Çalhanoğlu?
That's what I
Who's
think
this
his
guy
name is.
here?
Yeah, you know who he is.
How about Diaz? You know who's Diaz?
You better
So-
be careful. You might go there next year. Don't.
Yeah, so Dumfries, although, obviously the Hakimi was a proven, top player, and he's a fantastic player, but Dumfries can match his athleticism, can match his speed. I mean, I think they showed a top speed. It was only off by 1.5 kilometer per hour, which is a lot on the long distance, but in the short distance, he's still
So fast.
Yeah, he's still a fast player. And I think he adds a physicality level and a defensive level that Hakimi maybe lacked a bit. And he put in some dangerous balls besides the
crosses
assists
are
they scored.
pinpoint.
He put them in. So in the end, that's what you need from your right wing back, especially in this 3-5-2
Dumfries is
formation.
much better than Hakimi, by far.
Well,
Not a little, by far.
I don't know about that.
By
But
far.
we'll
Technically,
sustain
it's much better than
I don't-
Hakimi. And
I don't
besides
know about
Hakimi, he comes from the bench. He doesn't even start from PSG.
Oh, but it's because
That's
PSG is still
early, it's
developing.
early.
what they have to do.
Donnarumma that sits on the bench for PSG as well.
Well, now he played last week.
He
He
came
played
in and
Sunday.
he conceded.
Did you see they sold down Messi too?
Yeah.
Man, this guy Pochettino is gone already. Watch.
Forget it.
One more week.
Yeah, I was enjoying watching the game. And Paquetá, boom, he put it up. He put a danger
to
over there.
Donnarumma,
It's
right?
just.
Pete, you mentioned a couple different things, and obviously the Champions League game was because I don't know how much we could talk about beating Bologna 6-1.
Yeah.
The
I
Champions
wanna
League.
talk about it,
Yeah.
because Bologna was they
He's
had 7
excited.
points in 3
Yeah, no,
games.
they've been playing good. They had a good
They're
start.
not a walkover team, so
Yeah.
it was an impressive result. Obviously, it's not versus the top team within the league in the long run, but it was an impressive result, I think.
I
So-
agreed. I gave you how much credit.
Wow.
And you didn't
Hey,
even talk
you
about
always-
two of the guys I was going to say too. Barella, who played as a CDM at one point, did an unbelievable job, which just proves that this guy is all around an unbelievable midfielder. And Brozovic, who's a workhorse that doesn't always get his credit. But on the game against Real Madrid, because I think that's a bigger talking point, they lost 1-0 in a game that they played better. They played better than Real Madrid. It's not the first time that they play better and come away with nothing. I was extremely disappointed with them not being able to score, which causes my concerns on what they can do in the European stage, Mike.
Now, Marco, I wanted to bring up that point 100%.
What do you think?
Now, do you think? Because there's a question for everyone.
No, you need to answer that.
No, the thing is,
Answer the question.
I don't
Yeah, we're passing it to
the
you.
thing is, I don't really know the answer, so that's why I want to kind of lay it
okay.
all for the table. I want to say, if Inter played instead of a Real Madrid from the big name, if they played Sassuolo or like a Bologna, do you think those goals would have came? Do we think this was a mentality problem? Because they played
We'll see
amazing.
against Shakhtar and Shetty.
But
There's zero excuse for those, by the way.
100%.
This
But I'm
year,
saying,
you got to beat them
Marco,
both.
they played.
Have to.
They played amazing against Madrid, but they couldn't get the ball across the line. So was it a mentality thing, or
Is
was
it a
something
one-game
else?
thing?
It could be that.
I
That's
think
what I'm
if it
trying to
was a
ask.
One-game thing. You also had a Courtois, who's not a walkover.
Yeah,
very
he's a
good.
top
Yeah.
goalkeeper, and he made some impressive saves that we
Yeah.
weren't able to get lucky to score. These are the games where you need a star player. Champions League is all about the stars.
Are you saying
Well, don't you
Lautaro's
have-
not a star?
No, I'm saying that Lautaro needs to step up.
Oh.
Because he had some opportunities where he should be putting it in the back of the net, and unfortunately hit it towards Courtois or missed wide.
Yeah.
So these are games that, in the past, Lukaku would take a stronghold and win a game. Dzeko, unfortunately, is too old. He'll be an important part of this team, but he's not. You can't use him as that star player. Lautaro needs to step up. You're wearing the number
100%.
10, and you need to finish those goals in the big games. Those are the games that count.
You know what
Pete,
kind of bothered
Pete,
me too?
Marco, listen,
Go
one
ahead,
thing.
Anto.
The thing that really, Lautaro lacked last year at Inter, it was consistency, right? That's, I guess, is the word. So you have now, without Lukaku, you better be consistent, because you have to bring the same game at the same high intensity week after week after week. You cannot just say, okay, I'll play 3 weeks in top shape, and then I'm gonna slack off a couple of weeks here and there. If you don't bring it in, it's a very high risk that you guys can get out from the high competition. So
yes, consistency is key.
Consistency.
he's getting,
Sorry, words are hard.
Go ahead. So consistency is the key. So
Consistency is key.
So
no, I got it. But
having
Lautaro,
said that,
I was gonna say
With
Lautaro
all
last
due
year, it
respect.
wasn't like he didn't score any goals. I don't know what the exact number were,
I
but
can find them.
he put up a good total of goals. So, is he like the top players that we see, where Messi, Ronaldo, where every single game they turn it on? Not yet, and he has to step up if he wants to be considered one of the top players in the league or a top player within the Champions League. He needs to do it every single game.
We one thing that you just brought up, Lukaku, and I've been seeing what he's doing in Premier
15
League,
goals.
which is unbelievable. I mean, Lukaku, he's doing great for it. Chelsea look really dangerous on all fronts in Premier League and in Champions League. Obviously, they're the reigning champions in Europe, but they got better with Lukaku. And it's one thing that's been on my mind, because obviously we got into a debate on this on CBS, and I wanted to pass it off to here to see what you guys thought. Because they showed a clip of some of the guys saying that in Italy there's a lack of intensity, and they're not going to be able to compete in Champions League, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. And while I agree that there is a level below, I don't know. I feel like the way sometimes things are said, it bothers me. And it reminds me of what happened in the Euros, where they said Italy lacked intensity, and Giuseppe Rossi made a great point where he's saying intensity is not everything that matters in football. Just basing it off that is kind of wrong. But then when I see that a guy like Lukaku, who when he was doing good at Inter, a lot of Premier League fans, not everyone, said, but it's Serie A. Yeah, of course he's going to do good in Serie A. But look what he's doing. Onto your phone.
Put it away further.
You hear it? But when he did it, when he did it in when he now he's doing it in Premier League, it's like look how they transferred over. Even I spoke to some Arsenal fans who are so happy with Tomiyasu. The guy was playing at Bologna.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. I don't know how much of a difference. Well, I think unbiased, if I say Premier League is probably the best league in the world, Serie A is my favorite. But there just feels like there's something. I don't know. You guys take it. What
I'll tell you what the difference is.
Ooh.
That you can spend $10 million on a player and give $8 million, $10 million with your eyes closed, because you're making a lot of money with TV rights. You're making a lot of money as a league. So that's the difference. It's not so much the intensity, because the intensity, to a certain extent, all the teams are intense. If you're telling me that Inter are less intense than a Premier League team, that's all BS.
Yeah.
The quality is a difference maker. When you have the best stars, those are the guys that are going to turn up on the big
100%.
stages. And I'm not just talking about on the feet, but also...
I rarely agree with him,
I
Marco,
mean-
but this time it's the quality. I agree this
But
time.
shift it. Forget about intensity.
But
Shift it to can the Italian teams? Can we see an Italian team compete in Europe this year?
Absolutely.
We can,
And
but,
who? And who?
we
What do you mean?
And who? Which team?
Which team?
Yeah.
AC
Inter,
Milan is one of them.
Juventus.
Maybe Inter a
Milan
little
have a
bit.
tough group.
Roma.
But listen, at the
can
end
do
of the
very well.
day, obviously they're gonna have the advantage if a mid-table Premier League team has the same budget as a top Serie A
Yeah,
team.
but let's
that's
not
gonna
get
always
into.
give you
But yeah, but
advantage.
that's not a smart way to tackle
Listen.
this problem, because
No,
the
but
more
I'll
so the
tell you
thing
the
is,
reasons
can
why.
an Italian team go on to compete and win in
I
Champions
will
League?
tell you the reasons
I would think
why.
so. Yes,
I'll tell you the
100%.
reasons
Not as much
why.
as the Premier League teams, but there's still quality Serie A teams that can compete at the
Let
top.
me ask you something, the three of you. Was the European Championship a lucky shot for us, or we actually went in to win? So what does that say? That we're not playing intensive soccer? Intelligent soccer and quality, it's all over here. Just the ball, rotate the ball, you have to know your movement. Doesn't matter if your speed is a little higher. It doesn't mean anything whether you have 70% ball possession. If you have quality on your feet and you know how the ball is going to rotate, there is nothing that can match that. So there is
That's a smarter argument.
Right. It
saying
is,
the money.
because you have to play smart. Because at some point you ran out of gas. Look at Juventus yesterday. They played a spectacular game for 60
hour.
minutes,
Yeah.
65 minutes. All of a sudden that gas ran out, And then if you are in a close game situation over there, then it's when you go for the killing. So that's what you do. You let them just get stressed out, and then you just go and you go for the killing. So what I'm trying to say, it's many times speed. It's on the road, yes. If you are in the Formula One, speed counts. But in the field, up to a point.
And also to carry off of that, I think Champions League, the most important thing is getting out of the group stage. Once you're out of the group stage, it's a new competition, and so it's how you can play within those two games. I mean, Juventus arguably these last 3 years, they didn't lose versus any powerhouses in Champions League. They lost to a lesser team.
But you guys do. You lost with Shakhtar.
We never lost with Shakhtar. We never lost with Shakhtar. We never lost with Shakhtar.
It's a loss, right?
We didn't lose with Shakhtar.
And watch out, because that Zerbi's over there. He knows the way you guys playing. So that Zerbi's been punishing you for the last few years. So.
That's actually a very good point. Anyway, just wanted to bring it up. Let's run through some of the other games that were important. I was very impressed. Hellas Verona, who sacked Di Francesco, a move that I think all of us, right when the start of Serie A season, none of us believed in Di Francesco. We all knew that this was not going to end well. They lost Juric, and we knew that they were going to go downhill. They sacked him after 3 games, which in and of itself is just
They lost Di Francesco.
What did I say?
You said Juric.
I said, sorry. They lost Juric the year before, and they got Di Francesco. And now after 3 games, they brought in Tudor, who is from Juventus.
He left the
and
staff, yeah.
One of those immediate impacts. We've seen it here, Pete. We grew up with the Serie A for so long. We've seen it how many times that they sack their coach the next game. The players are running 100 miles an hour, and they're able to beat a Roma who was unbeaten, right?
Yep.
Does this look like more? Not every time Di Francesco gets. I think it's been 3 jobs right now that Roma UCL Champions League semifinal feels more of a fluke every year, and it sucks so much because I felt like I fell in love with Di Francesco. It was incredible. Then just the jobs after, he did horrendously bad, lasting only 3 games. Coaching Cagliari. I mean,
I don't blame him for this one as much though, because listen, the owners are just ridiculous to sack him.
That's true. But now my question is, who's gonna hire Di Francesco? How long is he gonna be unemployed for till a team actually
coming
goes
up
for
from
him?
Serie B?
Listen, I gotta tell you something. This is a lot of stuff is being blamed on the coach, but let me tell you something. Watch what AC Milan did when they brought Ibrahimovic. Pioli was the coach still, so as soon as Ibrahimovic comes on board, it's you need a motivator in the team. So it's either psychological. AC Milan went from a speed of 25 miles an hour to 90 miles an hour. And everybody that is looking at Ibrahimovic, even when it's not on the field, they said, "Oh God only knows what he's going to think if I screw up this time, if I don't play the right way." Same thing, Giroud demands a lot of respect. Yeah. When they're sitting on the bench, those guys, and they're coming into the spogliatoi, those guys that demand that you do way over what's expected from you. So you have to give everything you have and do not disrespect the game, because the fact that you've been brought in and a squad like Inter Milan or AC Milan or Juventus, that's what, I would say something to you. If Del Piero was still right now part of the Juventus squad at 39 or 40 years old, I know it's not, but Del Piero will demand when he goes back into the locker room and somebody doesn't do the job, Del Piero would just looking at those guys and say, without saying a word, okay?
Yeah, it's a mentality thing. But going back to Di Francesco, unfortunately, first off, his stock has gone way down since Roma. His stock has gone way down because every coaching job that he's had after
he didn't last.
Been a disgrace. Okay, and I agree with Marco. 3 games. Verona, to be quite honest, weren't playing so bad. Like they versed Inter and they gave a lot of trouble to this Inter
Bologna
team.
and Sassuolo.
They lost Zagnagni too.
Sassuolo also I like. So
they sold their best
player. They don't have any real strikers. So there's a lot of things. Simeone just got, so what I was gonna get at is he should wait for the right job. A lot of times this guy is rushing in to get back because he doesn't want to leave a sour thought, I guess, to the soccer fans or soccer community, whatever the case might be, for him to get a job again. But look at Spalletti. Spalletti took 2 years off, and he's got a perfect job with Napoli, where it's a job that he feels that he can compete for Champions League and possibly compete for a Scudetto.
But Spalletti has that benefit. Di Francesco now, give me the scenario for Di Francesco. What's a good... Oh, you're saying prior. So now, what is he doing now?
You should have chosen. You have to choose the right job, because you go to Hellas Verona after what Juric has done.
It's hard to replicate.
Juric
very
brought
hard.
This team should be relegation zone for the past 2 years, and he's brought them mid-level.
Yeah.
So now all of a sudden you bring in a Di Francesco, who's not the type of workhorse and defensive pragmatic coach that Juric is. and you don't have the players to play a nice style of football. Now you're kind of mix matching
But
your
Pete,
style.
I don't get your you comparing Juric and Di Francesco.
He's saying
First
he
of
rushed
all,
into a job that it didn't suit his skill sets.
but
as
how
well.
are you supposed to do? Just supposed to be waiting for somebody to
That's what
call
he's
him?
saying. He's saying
you
wait
can't
for the right opportunity.
But the
for
guy
the right
needs to make
opportunity.
he needs to make money, Marco. So Spalletti can afford to be sitting. The guy Spalletti can afford to
got
be sitting
bills.
home for
They're
an
not
extra 10
making
years, making
scratch.
10 millions a year.
They're not making.
I mean, they
nothing.
make money. They
They're
make
making
money,
hundreds
yeah.
of thousands of dollars.
But Peter-
What I'm getting
Euros.
at is more the project. You have
I
to
hear
get into a
you.
project.
I got you.
Peter, now could I say a devil's advocate? Could I say, what if he wanted to challenge himself? You fault him for trying to challenge himself, try to replicate
What,
that
he's just saying that it
football?
was wrong.
You know
All
what I'm
he's saying is that it
saying?
was the wrong
I'm
decision.
saying you could always challenge yourself, but this
Yeah.
is the reality of football. We
Yeah.
see it day in, day out, every year. If you don't do the results count.
So
Your
why is
team can play-
Juric going to Torino? It's not a challenge. Torino was
that's
another
true.
great game.
I agree.
So give me the
I
what's
was
the argument?
surprised
It is
by
a
the move,
challenge.
but because Juric is a proven coach. Juric is unbelievable. What he's been able to do with Verona, and even
With
I
this
didn't want to
Torino
get
side
to
so
it, but
far.
with this Torino side, even Mr. Italiano, these guys in 25 days that they had a team, they have
Changed it,
completely
yeah.
transformed these teams.
Can I
And
just say
there's-
your thing? What happened to it's 4 games in? It's 4
No,
games.
I agree. It's 4
Easy,
games
4
in,
games.
but it's also in the,
That's a good
the
point.
approach to the
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
You can
How
know,
they
you can
look.
tell and you can see how a team plays.
No, I agree. Let's talk
Okay.
about
Yeah,
Roma.
Roma.
Roma is obviously the one that lost the game, and they were coming in. They were 3 for 3. They were perfect with Mourinho. They scored that late winner, and he ran on his 1,000th game. Pellegrini is a top midfielder. There's no midfielder in the top 5 leagues in Europe who have scored more goals than Lorenzo Pellegrini this year. So unbelievable
He has
player.
7 goals and 6 goals in his past 6 games. 7 goals in his past 6 games.
And what a goal.
Gaetano. It's almost
Is it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, listen, it's normal that eventually, we knew it's not going to be perfect for Roma. I think that some things went a little bit against them throughout the match, and it's when you got this highly motivated Verona team.
Are you guys listening to yourself? All of a sudden, now Mourinho's not going to be perfect for Roma. Last week,
Who's
you guys were
perfect?
Mourinho.
No one's perfect.
No, he said a
I said
perfect
600 times
result.
I heard this Mourinho. Oh, perfect results.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it was a close game. I think Roma, it could have gone the other way, but Verona impressed me. Oh, unbelievable the way they played soccer.
I'm excited to see Tudor too, because we all know he was at Juventus' staff. Now now he left the staff to challenge himself, become a head coach, and so far so good, playing against a Roma team who won every single game that they played. So
That always happens. I want to see after
but I'm
a
just
couple
giving
games.
him him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm
just
not
now,
going to
you
give
know?
them the
It's
benefit of
big.
the doubt. No, zero.
Against a Roma that won every single game that they played, the
because
4
listen,
games that they played, that counts for something.
Look at what Cagliari did
Right.
against Lazio too. They got a tie. Mike,
That's not
we've
the
been
same.
we've been through this for 26 years.
I'm just-
I've seen this day in and day out. These teams, they come in, they do amazing when they first get their coach for a couple games, and then they die out. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. What I'm saying is I'm not giving you
And I'm
any
ju-
credit
yeah.
until
But I'm just
you
giving-
start showing me
I'm giving
that
him
you've
a-
actually done
I'm
something.
giving him a pat on the
If
back
I was,
on the first
If I was
game.
Roma fan, I would not be nervous. You got a great team. You're not going to win every single game. It's unfortunate, and you're in a weird situation.
Also coming off Conference League, you're playing
Yes.
on a
They look
Thursday.
tired.
Those are hard games to play. And then I don't know, were they away or
They were away.
So that's
Yeah.
a big travel.
Yes.
They were away in Eastern Europe. So
Sorry, they were away to Verona.
Oh, they were away to Verona. Sorry. So let me
Anyway.
rephrase that.
Sorry. My bad. I messed you up. I messed you up. My
You
bad.
can mess him up, right? It's
Anyway,
easy
they
to mess
played.
him up.
They played on Thursday, so they didn't have enough rest to, maybe get into this game and whatever. But definitely Verona, the enthusiasm with a new coach.
Mm-hmm.
Tudor could work potentially with this Verona team because he's the same type of, brand of
What did he coach before
as Juric.
before last
Well,
week?
he failed at Udinese.
Yeah.
Failed
He
at
was-
Udinese.
he's
He was
assistant at
assistant at
Juventus.
Juventus.
Yeah.
But, they're Paisani, Juric and
Listen,
Tudor.
Marco,
So
what do
maybe
you think
there's-
about Pirlo coming back into the scene again? Because
He's not in
Pirlo,
the scene.
I know. I said, what do you think about the possibility of Pirlo coming
Well,
back
you didn't
into
say
the scene?
possibility.
I'm thinking that Pirlo and Gattuso are the two coaches that are looking in case somebody gets sacked. But I think that both of them are kind of intelligent in the sense that they want to choose the right project, like Peter was saying. They're not gonna. I don't think they will put themselves in a tough position where they want to accept something good, and I think that will be smart for them. Lazio 2-2 against Cagliari again. Lazio looked tired in this match. Some poor mistakes. Lucas Leiva needing to move the ball a little bit quicker probably was on fault for there. And defensive mistakes, again, showing evident for Lazio. Obviously, Sarri was not on the bench because he got sent off. But I would say, again, for them, tranquillo. Like, it's very early. They started on a big high, but the Sarri project is going to take many months.
Pero said 6 months, right? And then, but you.
So I would not get too scared. Again, Cagliari, another team that runs at 1,000,000 miles an hour because Semplice is gone. Mazzarri comes in, and everybody's trying to prove themselves to a new coach. Joao Pedro, what a fantastic player that this guy is. It's really understood why top teams wanted this guy. He is so good. Man. He is a leader. He is a leader. When some of these teams, when Cagliari needs him, he is there always. Penalty, headers, outside the box, setting up his teammates. He got the goal and the assist. Yeah. I love Joao Pedro.
I mean, Marco, first of all, that header, the brilliance for him chipping it over, and also Marin, that amazing assist. Everyone thought it was going to be a shot, but he chipped it over the whole defense, and Joao Pedro did an incredible finish.
I guess don't say that, please, because you reminded me the goal that Salah scored on us when they chipped it. They did it.
I'm still having nightmares over there, right? But regardless, Cagliari looking good right now, and I'm interesting to see Mazzarri this season and see how he does, because the past few seasons I feel like he was unemployed. He had a big gap in terms of him not playing in Serie A. So it's interesting. He is a character in Serie A, being that old school kind of coach. So I like to see him. We know his antics at Napoli and stuff. So
it's an emergency type of coach. You just bring him in when you know that you have nothing else.
At least he knows Serie A, though.
No,
I don't like Mazzarri, but at least he knows Serie A.
Listen, for a Cagliari team, I don't know what their objective is. It's probably most likely to stay up in Serie A.
At this point.
So Mazzarri is a coach that has been able to do it in the past. He's been away from the game since Torino job, but before he got sacked with Torino, he actually had a pretty good string of results, and then he kind of faded away. And there was problems between him and Cairo. So I think for this level of team, he's a good tactician. You know, he's been able to do stuff with Sampdoria. He brought them to Champions League. It was way back, but still, it's on his resume.
He'll give you the points.
Regina, when he started.
So he'll give you the points needed to stay in Serie A, I think.
What we're going to do also, by the way, when my dad comes here, we're going to let him give his opinion on these, and we're not going to interrupt him.
Yeah.
All right, Anto?
You got that right.
All right, we're just going to let him go.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Let's talk about Napoli, who's the first place.
They
are perfect.
With who? Who's coaching?
Absolutely perfect record in this. Antonio and Phil were already going back and forth with the videos shared across social media. 4 for 4. The last time that they did this was Sarri's 2017-2018 team. Napoli, that, by the way, and I will repeat this one more time when my dad gets here, that you guys had not even in Europa League, I think.
What are you talking about?
No, you didn't have them in Europa League. Before you changed over there, you didn't have them in Europa League.
We'll talk about it after.
We'll get to that after. But they beat Udinese 4-0, and they're looking very, very good this season.
And Marco, to cut you off really quickly, we talked about it in the beginning a little bit. We've been talking about these beautiful Serie A matches, and of course you guys are probly wondering, but where do you guys see these beautiful Serie A matches? And Antonio, our Stellina over here, was on the CD. Stellina. Little star, isn't it? Over here was giving us a little chant. Anto, where could these beautiful people watch these beautiful Serie A games?
Listen to me. For the first time, I got in trouble with my wife. She comes to my bedroom the other day.
For the first time you got in trouble?
I
don't believe
the
that.
beautiful
of the day, Marco.
Yo, Mike. Yeah. The beautiful Paramount Plus is that you can watch so many different games at the same time. I had one on the phone, one on my computer, and one on the TV. My wife, she says, "What?" I said, "What are you watching?" I said, "If I'm watching the computer, I'm watching that game." I said, "What?" I said, "Here, there's another one on the phone." She said, "Oh my God!"
You're just completely ignoring her. You can't. You have no time.
Listen,
you gotta watch the game.
Serie A first, right?
It's contagious. You want to watch it? You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna build myself a room with a round wall. I'm gonna put all the screens around so I can watch it all at the same time.
It's like the VAR room.
Yeah, the VAR room.
Exactly.
I want to watch 7-8 games at the same time, so I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to miss the action.
And Mark,
not even 7 games
Anto,
at the
the
same
description is below. If they want to sign up, tell them they get 7 days free if they use our link down below.
For Paramount.
7-day free.
For Paramount
And what is
Plus.
the link? It's at the bottom of the
It's
screen.
in the description, yes.
Guys, it's on the description. It's at the bottom of the screen. It's 7 days for free.
Yes.
Okay? When you subscribe to Paramount
Plus, exactly. But Ando,
So-
they can watch the games, but don't watch to the point where your wife gets mad. We could
No,
probably tell
listen,
them
my
to.
wife, she already knows she's got. She lost. She
Yeah,
has
but
no more
pretend
hope.
that you're working. Go outside, put the phone
Yo,
on.
Peter-
I just hit the hammer.
You guys are genius.
Pete, she
She's
knows me
good.
for too
She's
long.
smart working.
She
Smart
knows me for
working.
too long.
She knows all the tricks.
But guys, also if you get Paramount Plus, you'll be able to sometimes see Antonio apparently
Yeah.
live, because if
Hey.
you did not have it, you would not have been able to see.
And you know
it.
what? Gaetano says that if you subscribe for 1 year, you went up saving
save.
$10. Think
right.
about it. Hey, listen,
Why
it's
did you
like
buy
a,
it with $10?
listen. If you
You
go
should
to
invest, don't buy anything.
If you go to a pizzeria and you buy a slice of pizza, it's $4.99. For
$4.99.
$4.99.
What kind of pizza
Well,
you having?
you eat
What,
high
you
class
put
pizza.
gold- you put
Mr.
gold on your
Hollywood
pizza?
over
Well,
here.
if you
Yes,
put some sausage on and some
Bella
guy.
Vita. Also, I only eat plain with cheese.
$5. I mean, for
I go to 99
$4.99.
cents.
Yeah, I gotta
You
get
can
dollar
watch
pizza.
the full
There it
month
is.
of Paramount Plus instead of eating that slice of pizza.
And you lose
that is
weight.
not gonna be.
And you lose weight.
And you hear talking about the devil is just showed up right here. Gaetano's right here.
That's
So,
funny. But guys, description of
The presence of
To
the
check it out.
superstar. Can I?
there.
Hey, but
We didn't think he was gonna show up. We didn't think he was gonna show up anymore. We thought we lost
man.
him.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
Can I take a ride on your?
You look
best
like a
now?
commentator with those bad
You like
boys
my
on
best
Gaetano.
Huh?
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
he was the first one that showed up. For the first time, he took notes. He didn't say hello to anybody.
Wow.
Though. He said he's too good.
I didn't take notes. I just put
What are those?
You know, at your father's suggestion, we have to redo 1 to 8 of the Serie A thing. So
We'll get to
I
that.
reshuffle the stuff
1 to 8,
for
the
myself,
whole table.
and I don't want to show him because he's gonna copy my stuff and he's gonna put it on his thing.
Yeah, you guys gonna copy each other with Napoli
Yeah.
7th place again? I don't know. They're doing pretty well right now.
That's true. That's true.
Dan, what'd you think about this Serie A weekend?
Well, did you talk about the Juventus?
We're waiting for
Yeah,
you to
waiting
give
for
your
you.
opinion.
Okay. So it was an entertainment game. I thought that Juventus, for the first time this year, played really well. I watched it again the first half. I mean, they were doing everything the right way. They were putting pressure. They were playing well at midfield. They scored a beautiful goal with Morata. They had a chance with Rabiot to go up to nothing, but Rabiot is too slow.
You want to say something else, bro?
You're a little slow, my friend.
And then in the second half, so the midfield, I thought in the first half, Juventus did a very good job. Kessie, I didn't see him. He didn't do a good job. And in the second half, though, Milan came out. And I was, that's the sign of a good team that took over at midfield. It was they were playing, even though I don't think they took a shot until they didn't take any shots.
Yeah.
Till
Right?
they scored.
Until they scored.
Yeah.
So even though they were the possession of the ball, I think they did pretty well in the second half. As far as Juventus was concerned on the second half, the midfield are just they don't have it. You cannot play with Betancourt and Rabiot. They don't have it. And then when you need somebody to score a goal, who do you put? Do you put Kulusevski, who is 22, he does not have it, and you put Moises Kean, which he looked lost yesterday. So when you need somebody, it's a 1-1 game, and you need now to score a goal. Those two guys are not going to do it. As far as Allegri was concerned, I mean, he made the substitution. He made 3 substitutions, and he changed 1 player each substitution. So if he wanted to make another substitution, he couldn't, because he already uses all 3 of them. So he changed 3 players with 3 substitutions. If he wanted to use now 5 players, he couldn't. So he said it, well, I should have put a defender in instead of putting forwards in. But something was not. I don't like.
What'd you make of him taking Dybala out?
Yeah, no, I mean, you don't take Dybala out. How can you take Dybala out? He's the guy that can score. He's the most creative guy he has. He played all over the field. He can take a shot. He can take a free kick.
He made the goal happen.
Yeah, he made he made the pass. When he has the ball, I agree with Giuseppe. He can hold on to the ball. He's not going to lose the ball, and he's going to give a nice pass. So why would you take him out? I was really surprised about that. But I think he realized that he screwed up on the substitution.
And in terms of Milan, when they scored the goal, what did you think about their pressure and everything after they scored?
So Milan scored the goal, and not only that, but they wanted to win the game. And the last 15 minutes,
And they deserve to win the game.
I mean, I'm not sure if they deserve to win the game.
The first half, you guys didn't
Because
play.
Absolutely.
Because Rabiot could have had 2 goals. He also
he had a big chance. That's right.
He had a big chance in the first
I don't
half.
remember the second
With
one.
his left leg, it went to
When he
the
sh-
left side.
yeah.
He mishit it.
Yeah,
I
he
remember
cut in into the middle and he hit it in the volley.
With
but
the left.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember.
I mean, he was by himself. He could have stopped the ball, whatever. No, you had the chance with
Kalulu.
at the end.
What about Rebic? Not Kalulu only. Rebic took a shot that just
But
went,
he's saying
went
the
across the
chance
bar.
from Kalulu
Kalulu.
that Chesney saved.
Yeah, I mean
At the
that was
end,
that was
that was
unbelievable
crazy
save. I don't
save.
know. I thought
Initially,
the ball.
I thought that the ball went up.
I thought the ball went up, but this
But
guy
he saved him, man.
He saved him.
Incredible.
So at the end, I think the score is 1-1 is good. It's better for of course for AC Milan.
No, it's better for you guys
But-
because you guys were supposed to be losing.
But I was impressed.
wow, you exploded over there.
But I was
it's like it's doing us a favor.
I was impressed by AC Milan the way they came back in the second half. When in the first half, really Juventus had a very.
Catano, I
very
got a
good
question for you. And this is an important question that everybody missed on this. Knowing Allegri that when you're winning 1-0,